To those of you who thought I went AWOL, well, yes, I am guilty. I was out of action because I was unwell. But thank you so much for your messages and for waiting for me to come back and share time and thoughts with you. Hello everyone. So this episode is dedicated to those of us like me who take everything to heart. Or at least you know someone who takes everything to heart, who takes everything personally. In this episode, I'll share my personal mantra on how not to take things personally, not build inroads to your heart for what doesn't deserve to be there, and avoid that wasteful hurt. Ouch, that really hurts. Stay tuned, and I hope and trust I'm able to add some value to your communication skills. This time, it's about communicating first with yourself. The episode begins. So today morning, I was driving through traffic. It was bad traffic, morning rush, and I was rushing for a very urgent meeting to someone's office. I was in fact looking for directions on my phone, but yes, it was a different office and I didn't know the route. And out of the blue, this weird, reckless car just cuts me off. I could have crashed, I could have died. I was furious. It was also deliberate. I was like, how could he? I mumbled some abuses. And I desperately wanted to teach this guy a lesson. I thought, how reckless, how vicious, what a devil. Next thing I know, I was chasing this car down. But in absolutely no time, I caught up with this lawbreaker. But when I saw through the window, guess what I saw? There was no vicious monster. Instead, there was a youngish guy wearing a pink hoodie, dancing to music, completely distracted, completely oblivious to whatever happened. He was driving irresponsibly, no doubt, but he was surely not trying to kill me. He kept driving, ignorant about this whole episode, and I sat in my car frozen, of course, until all the cars behind me went mad honking at me. What a start of a day, I thought. Anyway, after this madness, I reached the office where I had this meeting. What a day. So I walked in, I said hello to this woman sitting at the reception desk. She had her head turned away, and despite my saying a loud hello, a third time, she did not reply. I thought, how arrogant. What do people think of themselves these days? I kept thinking why she didn't respond. Did she think I wasn't important enough? Didn't she know who I am? I saw her looking at me when I was walking in. Why won't she say a hello back? Maybe she didn't like me. I grumbled. I was upset. Later, that day, I found out she was wearing AirPods. She did not hear my hello at all. She had no clue I said hello thrice. And here I was, imagining she dislikes me, she doesn't think I'm important, she just doesn't like me. What a crazy day. I was going mad for no reason. Some days, And suddenly I remembered I had to speak to my cousin. My surgery was due next week. What am I thinking about? This receptionist, let me forget about her. Let me call up my cousin. She's supposed to help me with my surgery. It's so important. I called my cousin on WhatsApp. She didn't pick. I left her a WhatsApp message. No reply. I left more messages, more missed calls. Still no reply. Whole day, no message, no return call from her. Obviously, she doesn't want to share my hospital bill. That's why she's avoiding me. Actually, she doesn't love me anymore. She's outgrown me. She's more busy with other people. I was sad all day. Suddenly, I remembered. Her new office was in the basement and there was no network there. Then I looked back at my mobile phone. I realized the WhatsApp call showed calling, not ringing. So the bell actually did not ring. And the messages, well, they were sitting there undelivered. No 2 ticks, just 1 single tick. What's even going on? Why am I taking everyone's behavior to heart? Why am I telling myself this is about me? So in one day, I first thought a stranger was going to murder me. I wasn't important enough to a receptionist, and my cousin didn't love me anymore. All because of my imagination. All because everything I was taking personally, I was taking everything to heart. What was I communicating to myself? So let's imagine. You're in your office, a colleague is leaving, and it's his farewell party, just after work. Now you're a newbie, but you planned the party, the food, everything. Everyone's having a good time, and it's all nice, huh? Suddenly, as an icing on the cake, your new boss, your super I, me, myself boss insults you bad in front of everyone. Why would someone keep ice cream in a farewell party? In summers? How stupid! It's all melting. With that, oh, so you're the joker, he points at you, calls you casual, calls you superficial. You're flabbergasted. Super nervous. You can't even retaliate. You're fuming inside. So much verbal abuse over ice cream? That ice cream which everyone else in the party was eating happily? Come on, you needed to vent. So you go to your desk, call your partner or your best friend and rattle off all about the unsolicited, biased, sick to the core behavior of your vain, impatient, unprofessional boss. At the other side of the line, there's a long silence. And after a deep breath, there are wise words. Calm down, dear. It happens. Don't take it personally. Really? Is that you have to say? That's all? How impolite, how rude. If this happened to you, then I'd see if you take it personally or not. At home, when you come back, you talk to your mom and she consoles you. Darling, it's not about you, it's about them. You can't control what other people think or say. You have to get thick skin in life. What others think of you is none of your business. Don't take it personally. Wow. I can totally relate to this example. Things like this have happened to me, and I'm sure they have happened to you as well sometime. But in all this process, I realized that I was hurting much more. Whoever said something to me didn't even bother to realize that they had said something or they behaved in a certain manner and I was suffering. But in all this, I was the one who was suffering. So I felt something needed to change. And that change needed to happen inside me. We're all social animals. We love to be valued by our tribe. With that value, with that appreciation comes criticism, comes judgments. Do we like any of that? But not taking things personally is a sign of maturity. And in this process, I will share 3 tips from my mantra, my personal mantra for how not to take things personally. I'll tell you what's worked for me, what's not. So here is tip number 1. I've learned it the hard way and I'm happy if you can benefit from my learnings. As a first tip of not taking things personally, not taking them to your heart, what you need to do is you need to slowly start to objectify the situation. Big word. How do you do this objectification? By pausing, by not reacting immediately, by taking a moment, by communicating to yourself, hold on, there's no need for an impulsive reaction. This is the first baby step. And trust me, it helps tremendously. So whenever someone says something to you or behaves in some way which has a certain reaction from you, don't jump the guns. Just pause. If somebody sends you a WhatsApp message or a message which is critical, which puts you off, with which you feel sad, angry, or have a certain reaction, don't react immediately. I know your fingers will urge to instantly send the reaction, but don't do that. Just pause. Objectify the situation. Assess. Is this person giving me a positive criticism, or is he just saying it to hurt me? But trust you me, this is about him, so objectify the situation and pause. Our human brain thinks of about 50 to 60,000 thoughts every day. Now, if we take time and write down all those thoughts that pass through our mind in one single day, we could be writing one book every day. Of all these thoughts, about 90% are exactly the same repetitive thoughts, the thoughts that we thought the day before. And 80% of them are negative thoughts. We have a unique tendency in our mind to focus on the negative, and we play the same songs over and over and over again. It's just a human tendency, nothing wrong or right about it. This goes for all of us, even those who call themselves gurus of optimism. I know, it's so easy, you jump to a conclusion. Most of the times, it's a negative conclusion. If you face situations like that, don't let your mind run into a rabbit hole. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're walking in your school. Maybe, you're going to class. You see two of your classmates, they're talking amongst themselves. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, they turn, they're looking at you and they start laughing. What's your reaction? Immediately, I think most people would think, oh no, they're laughing at me. Did I do anything? Am I looking weird? Something wrong with my dress? Is it because of my new Instagram post? And then you decide, hey, I'm going to gang up with my friends and teach these morons who were making fun of me a lesson. Now wait. Looking at the first step from my mantra, you have to pause. You have to look at it objectively. Just think, they might be laughing about something that's completely unrelated to you. It has nothing to do with you. Just by chance you happen to be standing there where they turned and smiled or laughed about. Because of one misunderstanding, one thing that you took to your heart, you were planning to get into a fight with them when actually they were laughing about something that has nothing to do with you. Give the other person whose words or actions you took personally, even without that person saying it, give him some benefit of doubt. We are all main characters of our story, but that's not the case with the other person. We are not the main character in their story. Other people don't give us as much importance as we give ourselves. We are not the center of the world. The sooner we realize this, the better. People could be dealing with things that have nothing to do with us. Everything is not about us. It is not about you. It is not about me. It is about them. I've always believed and, I've found it fruitful. I'm sure many of you do the same, that before finding a remedy, you must diagnose what the disease is. Why do some of us take things personally? Some of us don't. Is it a personal insecurity? Because if we're insecure, then we're more self-conscious. We start looking for validation from other people's. Don't take this personally means that you don't let other people's comments, their actions, their attitudes, their opinions, or their choices affect how you feel about yourself, your life. Even if it's a direct personal attack, why should you give anyone the privilege to hurt you? While you can't control it, what other people do or say, what you can do is you can control how you react to it. Since we're communicating with ourselves in this episode, we might as well dig a bit deeper. Here we'll arrive at our second milestone, Second tip from my mantra, a mantra for how not to take things personally. Now, tell me what do you think really happens when you take things personally? Which part of you, inside you, what gets hurt? What is it called? To give you a clue, it's a small 3-letter word. The undersized 3-letter word that gets hurt is called ego, ego. Yes, our ego, our pride takes a hit. How can he say that to me? Why is she laughing at me? Why is he ignoring me? It's about me. Me, me, me. Me is the ego. And then begins the interpolation and the extrapolation and tears and rage and depression and so on and so forth. In this episode, like I promised, I'm going to share 3 tips. So here is my second tip from my mantra on how not to take things personally. Tip number 2, make the ego go. By setting your ego aside, you can fight less, you can get angry less, feel less offended, suffer less. How do you get rid of ego? It's not so difficult. One simple way to do is get busy. An idle man is a devil's playground, so it's a good idea you spend your time wisely, not to get caught up in a cycle of negative thinking. When you get busy, you have no time to care about what other people are thinking. So get busy. Get more productive. You take things personally because of the lens with which you see the world. And you see it under the assumption that you are the center of it. Everything that happens is surely because of you, which is far from reality. Suppose imagine you're driving. Person behind you is honking, flashing his lights impatiently. Is it about you? No, it's not. He's probably doing it because he's in a hurry, not because he has some personal grudge against you. Why do you want to give others a privilege to hurt you? If someone says negative about you, don't take the bait. Sometimes people say this just to see how you're going to react. Don't give them a reaction. A reaction is what feeds them, and that's what they need to feel validated. Don't give them that recognition. How he or she behaves with you is a reflection of them. If someone's not being kind to you, remember it has nothing to do with you. But there's a situation. If you're misunderstanding what someone is saying to you, then it's a communication problem. But even that, the way out is simple. The way out is that you assert. You don't take an innocent compliment as a satire, no matter how small it is. If you feel something doesn't feel good, you need to talk about it with the other person. If he or she doesn't pick up your call, ask why. If he or she forgets your special day, find the answer instead of getting upset for days and months. Clarify for yourself, stand up for yourself, communicate for yourself. Remember, the key word here is yourself. Episode, I promised to share 3 tips from my mantra, a mantra for how not to take things personally. So keeping my promise, here's my final and my most favorite tip for today, the tip number 3. But to use this tip, you need to remember that no matter what you do or say, how you behave, there are always people who will dislike you, who will judge you, who will pass a judgment, who will criticize you. You cannot change that. You cannot change the opinion of such people, you cannot change their behavior, you cannot change what they say. What you can do meanwhile is that you can very well do yourself, is be yourself. You can love yourself. So the tip is love yourself. Start by becoming comfortable with yourself. Know who you really are and love every bit of it. I took this beautiful tip. It's not my original. It's from a Bollywood movie that I picked up. But I'm not going to name the movie here because Karan Johar is not going to pay me anything for crediting that. In that movie, Kareena Kapoor says, "मैं अपनी favorite हूँ," which means I'm my favorite. So become your favorite. If you communicate to yourself that you are your favorite, nothing can hurt you, nothing can come in the way, and nothing that anyone does or says will make inroads to your heart. So communicate this mantra to your inner self. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.